All right, so now we're going to talk about surface area of pyramids. So again, surface area we talked about with prisms is just all the sides and then adding them up. We're going to deal with two pyramids like we did in the past, which is just rectangular pyramid or square pyramid, if it is a square, and then triangular pyramid. So let's start with a rectangular pyramid. Okay, rectangular pyramid. All right, and to draw one of these guys, again, we start with a parallelogram. Okay, so a parallelogram, remember, it's kind of like it's like a rectangle got pushed over, or like a big gust of wind kind of knocked off this top part, and it was kind of leaning over, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the parallelogram, and we're gonna go like this, dotted, dotted, solid. Oops, that's too far. Sorry. Okay, so we start with a parallelogram, then we put a dot on top, and we connect those dots. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so there's a rectangle on the bottom. So let's go ahead and put some numbers. Okay, we'll put some numbers here. Let's say that this is 5 inches. This is 4 inches. Okay. Now, I'm going to introduce a new term for you guys. Okay, a new term, which is, and remember, in order to find the height of the triangle, or the shape, the area of the triangle, you need the height of the triangle. Okay, that's not the height of the whole shape. That's just of the triangle. So the rectangle is going to be easy. That's like 5 and 4. But what we're going to need is we're going to need a line that goes from the top of the triangle, and it makes a 90 degrees with the triangle, not with the whole shape. Okay. And what this term is called, this line right here, this is called what we call the slant height. Okay, it's called the slant height because it's slanted, right? And the other thing, I mean, the slant height, again, think about, if you guys, our example we used in the past is, your height is 90 degrees, right? This slant height, again, if you're leaning over a little bit, if you yourself are a little bit slanted, your height is still from your toes to the top of your head, right? That is still your height, your toes to the top of the head, even if you're just leaning a little bit. Now, if that's not how the height that you're actually like fitting under, but your actual height, toes to head, is just like this red line. Okay, goes from the base of the triangle to the top of the triangle, right? And you'll see why we need that in a second. And let's just put a number here. Let's just say this is 10. We'll make it easy on us. Okay, that's 10 inches. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna draw a net again. Okay, what you want to do is you have to imagine, right? I like to think of it kind of like a flower blooming, right? You start with a triangular or rectangular pyramid, and then you just open it up, and all of the things peel out, and you end up with a shape that has a rectangle in the middle and 4 triangles on the outside. So this is what our net is going to look like. We're going to start with a rectangle in the middle. Okay, that's 5 by 4. Everyone see that? That's pretty clear, yeah? 5 by 4 for the rectangle. And let's write in the other numbers too. So this is also 5, and this is also 4. 5 and 4, 5 and 4. Now what you'll see is each one of those sides of the rectangle has a triangle that goes with it. So I'm going to draw it like this. Do we see how those triangles would fold up to make our pyramid, right? If you kind of folded them up. And then good thing we have that height of the triangles, right? That 10 inches, which is going to be the height of every single one of the triangles. Okay, so now let's just find the area of all the pieces, right? Let's start with the rectangle. Okay, the rectangle, that one's a really simple one. You hopefully don't need your calculator for that. It's just 5 by 4. Yeah, 5 by 4, which is 20. All right, let's do this top triangle, okay? The base is 5, right? It says so right there. That we're looking at this one on top, okay? 5 is the base and 10 is the height. Well, guess what? We can do that, right? We just did a bunch of triangles, right? 5 times 10 divided by 2, yeah? 5 times 10 divided by 2 is 50 divided by 2, which is 25. And guess what? The one on the bottom, same triangle, isn't it? Right? Same triangle. So this one is also going to be 25. Now you could probably do the left and right one on your own. You can figure out the area of those triangles, but I'll do it with you or with you here. Okay. Now this triangle, I'll do it in a different color. Let's do it. This is going to be 4 times 10 divided by 2. Right? Because the base is 10, right? Or 4. 4 times 10 divided by 2 is 20, I believe. And that means that this one is also 20 right here, yeah? Okay, so can we add up all those numbers that I have circled there in red, or I'll even make it a little easier. We'll highlight. So I got 20 and 20. My inside is 20. My top triangle is 25. The bottom triangle is 25 also. Just add them all up. Add them all up. Let's see. So I've got 20 in the middle. And then I've got 25 on the top, 25 on the bottom, 20 on the left, 20 on the right. We add all those up. We end up with 110. 110. So yeah, these seem really complicated at first, but then you realize, wait a second, they're just triangles and a rectangle. Like I can find that area. That's not too bad, right? That's not too terrible. Okay, and we'll do some more examples of this. But just for a note's sake, okay, so that's this one. I want to show you the triangular pyramid too. Okay, so you can kind of see how that one works out. So let's move on to that one, and then we'll come back and do some practice for each. Okay. But let's see. Let's do a triangular pyramid. These ones are pretty tough. These ones are pretty hard, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so let's start with a dotted line, slightly slanted. Start with a triangle. And we'll put a dot up here. And to make this a little easier to see, we'll look at this base here. Okay. So we got a triangle base and then a bunch of triangles pointing up towards it, right? That's a triangular pyramid. This one's kind of hard to draw, so if you're not all the way there, that's okay. You can kind of focus on my drawing. All right, so let's put some numbers here. I'm going to say this is 8 feet. This is 8 feet. This is 8 feet as well. All right, now this is where it gets tricky, okay? First of all, we do want a slant height. And I'm going to say right here, this is going to be 10. But there's another number that we need. And I'm going to do that in, let's see. Okay. The other number that we need is the height of the triangle base. So this is getting real confusing here. All right. Which is this right here is going to be, we'll say this right here is 6 feet. Okay, so this is a little bit confusing, I know. And so let's draw the net on this one, and hopefully that will kind of clear things up a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the triangle in the middle. Okay, 8 by 8 by 8, so I can just draw a nice, seemingly nice equilateral triangle. Now, hopefully we know that you cannot multiply those to get the area, right? None of those is the height. They're all a base, but they're not the height. But that's what that line, that blue line in the middle is. That is the base or the height of our triangle. This line right here, which was 6. Does everyone see where we got that 6 from? Right. Let me make it. Let's go back to that, and I'll take this slant height out for right now, just so you can kind of see a little bit easier. Okay. So that's the 6 right there. Okay. That's the base of, or that's the base and the height of the triangle, the inside triangle, the yellow triangle base. Okay, we'll come back to this. Okay, we'll come back to this one. Okay, then we got to go back and we got to say, all right, well, we've got 3 triangles, and they got this height that's 10. So let's draw those 3 triangles. Do you guys see how those would fold up? Just like the other one we just did, right? Just instead of 3 sides, it has, or sorry, 4 sides, it only has 3 sides. So we're just kind of folding it up that way. And again, the height of each one of these triangles is in the red there, which is 10. Okay, so do we have everything we need to find the area? Yeah, we've got 4 triangles, and we have bases and heights for all of them, yeah? 4 triangles, bases and heights for all of them. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's go ahead and try and get all of our measurements in here. Okay, let's start with the one in the middle. Okay, we have 8 and 6, right? So let's do this. I'll do this one over here. Okay, 8 times 6 divided by 2. Okay, 8 times 6 divided by 2 is 24. Is that right? All right, next, let's do this triangle right here on the right side, top right. That's going to be 8 times 10. I'll do it in different colors so we can see a little easier. 8 times 10 divided by 2. Eight times 10 divided by 2 is 80, divided by 2 is 40. And then guess what? All of these are all 8 by 10s, right? All of the triangles are 8 with a height of 10. So that means this bottom triangle is also equal to 40. And this left triangle is also equal to 40. Okay, and then we just add them all up, right? We just say, all right, let's add everything up. I've got a 24, and I've got 3 40s. 24, 40, 40, and 40. Put that in my calculator. 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 24 is 144 feet squared, or square feet. The hardest part about this one is that there's so many lines and so many numbers going on your original shape. That's why I like to separate it out with the pictures. Okay, pictures are always helpful. That yellow triangle, knowing that 8 and that 6, what that's all about, that's the hard part. Like getting that confused with the 10, I think it's going to be really tough. So, but on both shapes, okay, both your rectangular pyramid and your triangular pyramid, it's the same thing. If you draw the net out, you kind of unfold it, you'll see that, hey, I can do that. Those are just triangles and rectangles, and I can find the area of either. And so same with the one that we just did. This one as well, okay? Again, unfold it into rectangles and triangles, okay? All right, so that's how do you find the surface area of these pyramids, which is a little bit more difficult, but with a little practice, we can do it. So let's go into